Welcome back to the film room. Today we're talking Bernhard Raimann, the tackle out of Central Michigan, who went to the Colts in the third round of the draft, was projected by some to go first round, by some top 15. So definitely fell a lot. And today we're going to look into the question of whether his fall was warranted. We're going to look at his tape, his 2021 game against LSU, where I think he had a pretty good game, and we're going to try to see what, if anything, led to him falling besides maybe some medical concerns, maybe some Senior Bowl stuff that I heard didn't go very well for him. And it's going to be a pretty fun episode today, and I think the Colts got really good value with him, to be honest. But before we get into it, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you enjoy it, and make sure to suggest more prospects down below. But without any further ado, now let's get into the tape. So here is our first play. There's Raimann right there, left tackle. That's where he projects to slide in for the Colts, and I think he can hopefully, win that day one, but we'll see about that. And this is going to be a power rush from this guy right here, and he's going to just choke it off pretty well with a good anchor, and you're going to see he's really athletic. He used to play tight end like 2 years ago. He was an exchange student from Austria, if you didn't know, who started playing football maybe 4 or 5 years ago, I think maybe in high school, and then just discovered, this is what he can do at a really high level. And I think, this is a really impressive transition. Obviously, he's a crazy athlete, but you're going to see he's got a lot of power for a guy that used to play tight end. He put on a ton of weight. He's super built, super athletic, and this was a really good rep in pass pro. Now we're going to look at, and yeah, the quarterback kind of gave up not a great pick there, but did his job. And now here's our next play. This is going to be a good example of power. I didn't think he was the best run blocker in this game, but there is a few reps that I was pretty impressed with. And here's this one. It's on the goal line, and this is going to be kind of, I think, supposed to be a double team. Is this, left guard is going to get a hand on this defensive tackle, but he's going to watch that defensive tackle's feet. He's going to push him back a decent bit and just hold him still, and this is going to be pretty good blocking. The running back ends up getting beat by that guy out there, but I like this block. Good example of power, holding his ground and making a little bit of a lane, or at least a wall there, so the running back can bounce this outside. I don't know if that was the intention of the play, but still thought this one was solid. Not anything crazy, of course, but still just solid. Now here's our third play, and this is going to be another example of good power. He's going to wall off this defensive tackle right here. It's going to be on the back side of the run play. He's going to kind of move in here and kind of trap this guy, and then this runner is going to go all the way out left. And thought this was a good block. Gets him sideways. Just really doesn't give up anything here. Just keeps him completely out of the play. And thought this was solid. Again, not the craziest run blocker I've ever seen. Wasn't mauling guys out there like maybe a Kenyon Green or a Zion Johnson, who I've seen. Again, both guards, but even though Kenyon Green played left tackle in the game, we went over him but thought that was pretty solid. Now here's our next play. This is going to be him in pass pro again. LSU's going to run stunt with this guy coming outside, this guy going inside after a bit, and he's going to handle this, I would say, perfectly, as this is going to be a really important block. He's going to block both of these guys you're going to see, and this is going to open up the door for a catch a guy wide open space, and spoiler alert, it's going to be a touchdown. So let's break down a little more how he did it. Just made a good set, gets a good hand on that guy, pushes him into his guard, and then recognizes this guy's coming from the edge, and then great recovery there to get his hands on him, just wall him off pretty well and just stop all of his momentum, as the quarterback is going to get this throw off with a pretty clean pocket. And I just was really, really impressed with this, and just he basically makes both of these crucial blocks here. The guard definitely helps, of course, gets a little punch there, and then ends up kind of cleaning this guy up and kind of touching him. But this is pretty much all Raimann, just with a little bit of a another body inside, and I really love this rep, and I think this is a great indicator of how he can be a pass protector at the next level. Now here's our next rep. This is going to be another good pass set. We're not going to talk too much about it, just good job walling him off, tries to spin out, and it's just going to good power, good feet, and just all around a good set. Now here's our next one though. He is going to get beat. This is the only pressure that I saw him allow this entire game. And this is going to be a good spin from this guy. And he's still going to be a little bit late, but the quarterback is going to be more scared than, I think that's Neil Farrell right there. Just going to bowl this guard right back into the quarterback's, kind of behind the quarterback, I guess, at this point. But quarterback's going to be pressured by other guys. But Raimann, I'm going to say, still kind of gives up a pressure here, however you want to define it. Gets beat a little bit, but doesn't even really have to recover too much. Not anything bad, but this is really the one play I saw him give up in pass pro. Here's another pass blocking snap. I just love his feet on this one. He keeps good depth throughout. and then gets his hands on and just doesn't go anywhere. Has a good anchor. Just, again, don't want to show all these. He had quite a few of these in the game that we're just not even going to talk about. But another great set, and I just, again, love the feet and love just he, keeps them balanced pretty well and doesn't really overset. Has a nice kick step and just, works in space pretty well. And now here's going to be another play. Just not going to give up any ground here. Going to stonewall this guy just completely right here. The running back, or maybe this is the tight end, is going to get a nice chip there to help him out. But, his feet just pretty much stay the same. Going to give up maybe a yard there from where he started. But another just great rep, and very impressed with this one as well. Now here's another great rep. Again, has only given up that one pressure, and he's just going to keep these coming with, good feet, good hands, good power, really just no negatives. And there's a lot of these I could show. I don't want to just keep showing ones that I don't have much to say about. These are just good pass blocking snaps where he doesn't overcommit. He stays good. He has a good kick step and just gets out there, keeps his hands, in place, doesn't really get fooled a lot, and just has a lot of good reps here. Now is going to be a run play. He's going to wall off this edge defender really well, as he's just going to turn to the side again. This guy going to kind of give up inside to this defensive tackle, and it's going to end up crashing in. But most of this play, if this guy's not there, running back should be able to explode through that hole and get a pretty good gain here, as I like the way he just kind of turns him, keeps his strength, and ends up not being a great run. And now here's our last play of the video. You're going to see he's going to give up this move inside, and right here you're like, oh, he's probably done. This is probably another pressure, but really great strength in this one arm to just stonewall this guy from the side, just kind of hold him still and recover here for, no pressure. The guy's still going to end up getting around, and the quarterback's going to roll out. But I loved this set, and just love to see that power in just one arm and how he's able to really just stop this guy completely with being beat earlier in the rep. So we've kind of seen his athleticism, his power, what he can do as a run blocker, and what he can't do to some extent is I don't think he has a ton of just mauler potential. A lot of plays I didn't show in this game were just a lot of meh reps and run defense, in run blocking rather, where he was there. He got his hands on the guy. He didn't really lose. He didn't really win. He was just kind of there, which, is maybe a win to some extent, depending on how you view it. But, to wrap it up, I think he's a good prospect. I don't think he deserved to fall to the third round. I know he did, mainly because of his whole Senior Bowl performance and how he kind of changed his technique. I heard he was kind of doing more of a jump set to go out and meet the defender, as opposed to his regular kick set here, where he lets the pass rusher come to him, where he was very effective in stonewalling them whenever they got to him. And I think he's going to be a really good player if he can just get back to this technique. I think the Colts really got a gem with him in round 3. So high expectations for him. Maybe not as a day one starter. He could be, definitely, but I don't expect him to be. So let me know what you think of this pick and of the Colts draft. Colts fans, let me know how you feel about it. Make sure to suggest more prospects down below, and make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you enjoy, and thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.